Well, I was getting ready to eat my dinner and oops, I have one more video I need to shoot. We're going to talk about how you can connect directly with the universe, how you can get answers, how you know the difference between if it's shut your pie hole or the quantum field. And I'm going to share that with you right now. It's pretty simple, and I want you to start doing it if you want to start feeling more empowered, better, happier, awakened, and you can change your life doing this. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an amazing life. My hair's getting lighter and I'm getting tan. I'm just going for walks. I'm not laying in the sun, promise. Sun is good. Happiness. Sun is beautiful. Look around you and see what we are. That's you. That's that bird flying. That's you, the tree, and the power behind all of it. You don't believe me? You don't have to. That's the human experience. Now, we think of ourselves as human and that there's other things out there, there's angels and things that are higher or more powerful. There's a God that's separate, that is punishing us or controlling us. I don't know. I don't believe that, but I know some people do. You may be you. You may be, we're told that, right? Who told you that? A human. All right, so we're going to open up, expand into the quantum field today, and we're going to find out how do you get the answers and know that you're not alone. First of all, you can't possibly be alone. There's 7 billion people on the planet. Yeah, but I can't talk to them. Okay, well, we're going to talk to the quantum field then. What is the quantum field? We also think of that as something separate. Okay, I, the human, am going to go into the quantum field and it's going to tell me some things. You are it. And I know this is tough. People tell me, well, can I manifest on a lower frequency? I'm like, manifesting's what you're doing 24/7. Oops. Yeah, those thoughts, they're creating. They're creating the world, the events, the situations, the people you run into, that phone call that you get because you just thought of somebody. All of it is manifesting. So it contributes to a collective of individual expressions. They're not really individual, but we appear to be, right? They're concentrations of energy that are all connected to everything. They contribute to a collective experience on the planet. I want to use that word because the experience is not be all everything. It is just one thing in the unlimited things and experiences that we are and will be and ever have been in no such thing as time. Let's not blow our minds. Okay, let's go back to, if that's you, then you have all the answers. You do. You have all the answers to everything. Why don't we feel like we're getting them? Because you are canceling them out with some story you tell yourself that it's separate, that something's going to come to you, that there's an angel or something that you're waiting for the answer, or an alien or whatever what your thing. It's not. And by the way, the individual energies that are in spaces that are, unseen to us, they're actually not unseen at all, but they're unseen to us because we have dense eyes. We don't have what I call the foresight. When you have the foresight, you can actually start seeing things that are here. But if you saw that, you'd be so distracted and freaked out, you couldn't live. You'd be freaked out. It's like, mediums. Please, I need to sleep. Get out of the room, Grandma. And so that's how it works. So we must be in a state of, the experience of being human. So how do we get those answers if we really are every answer, everything, every situation? We're everything. Well, as humans, you still have to play the game. That's what you came here for. Master it. Master it. Be your absolute best. Be amazing. Be kind. Be loving to everyone. Because when you go into that space, you go into what I call the miracle space. What's the miracle space? That is the highest frequency within the field of all intelligence. All right? Which flows through you, which is what created your body, which animates you, which does everything. When you go to the highest frequency, you have gateways that open up. Why? Because you're open to it. When you're down here and you don't get the answers, it's because you think things are bad, low frequency, I'm limited, I have no control, I don't have power, I'm not doing all this. That's what you're thinking. So the universe, of course, says, okay, limited. And it cuts you off. It's not separate from you, it's you doing it. You're cutting yourself out. You're making those decisions. And so when you realize, wait a second, I'm the very power that I'm asking to help me. But how do you get those answers? Many times, I'd say most of the times, you're getting thoughts that are positive and you think you're just telling yourself a story. Is your higher frequency, your higher self, actually communicating with you? Because you've never lost it. It's still here, okay? It's not separate from you somewhere that you have to access. It's still here. You have an open gateway to it. Unless you tell it a different story and then it shuts the door and lets you play the game of limitations. Yeah? It's making sense now? So now, all of a sudden you say, okay, oh, wait a minute. If I believe that I have to ask something else for answers, then I believe that I don't have them. So therefore, I don't get those answers. That's the message. I need money. I mean money. I need money. Lack. Okay, you just gave the directive of lack. I don't have. Why would I ask? If I knew that I had access to it, if I know that I have it, then what do? I start doing everything to make that happen because I know it's going to happen, but I have to learn how to be the rich person or the happy person or the awakened person. So then you go through the process of learning how to be that. Instead of saying, I don't have it, send it to me. It'll never come. It can't. That was your directive because you're doing it. So that's the same thing with answers. So when you go into a space, this is why meditation's so powerful, you shut down the thinking. The thinking blocks. So you don't even have to think. And you say, what if I think positive thoughts? Oh, that's great. But if you really want to go to a higher level, you have no thoughts. You don't need it. What do you need thoughts for? What? I have to go to the bathroom? I have to eat? You don't need to think. You know that. You know when you're hungry. You know to walk in there. You don't really think about that. You might think about what do I want, which restaurant I'm going to go to. So when you want to get answers, have no expectations of what and how they're going to come to you because they may not come through your brain as a thought. It may be a person that shows up, a sign, or something else. But if you're not paying attention, you will not get those answers. And so you have to open yourself up and say, okay, there's a situation I must resolve, I desire to resolve. I know that I have the power to change this, but right now, I'm looking for the material world answers to do this. So now, I know that this thing that I desire, this change, this peace of mind that I desire, all these things, I know this exists. So now, I'm asking for those answers to come in because those answers are in the quantum field. Einstein did this. He said that he would connect to the quantum field. He literally said that. He literally was saying that he was connecting to the higher intelligence outside of his body. And he would go into a meditative state to do that. Did you know that? That's how he got his stuff. He had dreams. He was in dream state. And so he would make sure that he didn't go too deep sleep. So he had these two metal balls in his hand, and he would sit in a chair, and then if he started to go to sleep too deeply, he would drop the balls and wake himself up and come out. He wanted to stay in dream state. Well, that's what you can do. And so you have to listen, but you can't go in with, tell me, solve my problem, do this powerlessness. You have to go in and say, okay, what's the answer to this? You may just get inspired and say, is that it? Is that it? Quit saying, is that it? Yes, it's it. It's it. If anything comes to you, now sometimes you'll get challenged. A challenge will come. You say, oh, it's not being answered. They're not listening. And then, of course, then you go back into doubt and faith, and then you block it again. When you get challenged, it's the universe. You were asking to make a change, and the challenge might be the thing you need to change. So if the challenge shows up, it's like, wait a minute, there's a pattern here. This is showing up because I'm supposed to master this in order to get what I desire, to manifest what I desire. So I have to, this challenge is showing up saying, this is something you keep doing, so it has to be mastered. Okay, I have to go into a more positive frame of mind, I have to learn new skills, I have to be more respectful in relationships, I have to, whatever it is, stop arguing, stop taking sides, all this stuff, you have to change that to become this other person that is awakened or peaceful or abundant, whatever it is you desire. And those answers are coming all the time, right? So you have to let go. And to get the most powerful, inspiring answers is when you absolutely let go, and you will get thoughts in your head. And sometimes, it might just be, you keep going, you're doing a great job. Keep going. All is well. Everything's fine. Continue on. It might be, you are loved. It could be all kinds of little things you'll get. And that pops in your head. You think, oh, I just said that. Yeah, because you are that quantum field. So yes, it is you saying that. You are that intelligence that has all answers. So quit separating yourself from it and know that if you stop doubting it and you know that you're going to get these answers, you will be led to exactly what you need, and accept that. 100% acceptance. If something's not working, it's because this has to be resolved to get to that final ending point. Does this make sense? You're going to change the world that way. You're going to change the whole world that way. Because now you are an open gateway of beautiful things that can flow to you. You're connected to it. These things that, instead of being upset about what you see, you are the inspiration and the change maker. You're the person that comes up with solutions. So instead of focusing on, it's painful to watch the world. Yeah, it's painful to watch the world. I'm not taking, taking the piss out of that. All right? That's real. Okay, because we're doing it. But if you go into a space that I'm talking about where all answers, you can change that thing that you see that's painful. You can help those people that inflict pain on others to come to terms with the pain that they have that's causing them to do that in the first place. But we don't do that. We punish people instead of finding out what's going on in their inner being, their inner space that's causing them to strike out. Let's solve that issue. Let's find the peace to let them know that they are loved and that there's another way. And yes, not tolerate the bad behavior, but show them another way. The transformation. Be the change maker. And your world will rock, and you will get tons of answers. You'll get inspiration. Like me, I was going to go eat my dinner. Now I can go have my tabbouleh and write some more, because I just get so many downloads and information, and it's all there for you. It's not something I get that's special. You have this ability. If you don't get it, it's because you've got all kinds of other distractions you're allowing in, and focus on things that you're creating. That which you focus on, you create. You're entangled with. So if you think something's real, you go, well, this is here. I'm going, okay, it is for you. Why do you have to have it that way for me? What you believe, I don't have to believe what you do. And you don't have to believe any of this stuff either. But I'll tell you one thing, if you do, you're going to see some amazing things happen that are going to feel pretty darn good and make your life a lot easier here, because it's going to be challenging until we all go to the awakened state. And that is possible. And when you do, you won't see the world. You won't see that pain anymore and that struggle. You're going to see the opportunities, and you're going to see some transformation and amazing stories, not the negative ones. The planet's going through big changes. Get ready. A lot of them. It's going to be a sequence of things. And I'm going to talk about the upcoming year 2022, because there's some things you need to know about that too, so stay tuned. All right, please subscribe, my friends. Share these. Share the good news that we are in control, that we're doing it all, and we can change anything, and no suffering ever need be experienced again. You guys want to change your careers? Come on over. This is free videos on how to create online businesses. You could reach the planet with amazing messages, coaching, wonderful products, information. It's all there for you. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Free video series down in the description. You can sign up for them. And I will continue to inspire you as much as I can. Namaste.